How's it going, guys? Mike 2K here. So today on the channel we're going to do something a little different. Instead of the Bulls series, which I will hopefully be uploading either Monday or potentially Tuesday, we are going to actually go ahead and just kind of have my team in the background while I discuss the finals with you guys. I'm going to start including more of these just on random sports discussions, especially as the finals go on and then we get into free agency and off season and things like that. So I'm going to kind of give you guys my thoughts on Game 1 and then obviously what both teams can do to improve on Game 1 going into Game 2 tonight. So for Cleveland, I noticed a couple of things. Mainly, they kind of played really sloppy. I mean, they kept it close in that first quarter, but once they started to get behind, I noticed they started to get a lot sloppier. LeBron had a lot of turnovers, which wasn't the greatest. Also, the fact that Golden State had 12 steals and Cleveland didn't have a single steal was highly concerning to me. If I am a Cavs fan, I personally am going Warriors in 6, mainly because I'm from the same area code Sean Livingston is, and I just root for hometown people. That's just what I do. So, back to the Game 1 recap. So basically, I just feel Cleveland needs to make Golden State uncomfortable. I feel like they did a really good job of that, especially on Curry the past 2 years. But this year, obviously with Kevin Durant, it allows a lot more floor spacing, and it kind of takes the focus off of Curry, as Durant is like 7 feet tall and can handle the ball, and Curry doesn't have to bring it up as much. Also, I've noticed that Iggy looks a lot fresher now because he is not necessarily, I mean, he didn't start for a while the past couple of years, but he was pretty much, when he came in, it was him on LeBron, whereas with him kind of going back to that 6th man, 7th man type of situation, he doesn't have to guard LeBron as long of a time, so he was fresher. Especially I noticed like the end of the first quarter and stuff, he just looked more energetic. Obviously, Golden State's probably going to win both games at home just because of that home crowd mentality, unless Cleveland really gets out to like a 12-2, something like that start, and forces a lot of turnovers, and just in general makes the other team uncomfortable. Because you kind of have to do that. You really have to get Curry out of the groove, because obviously Klay hasn't really hit anything. You got to emphasize, I feel like Cleveland did a good job of him not getting going. You really need to keep that up, because if you don't keep that up and he gets going, then you're going to have everybody firing on all cylinders, and just Golden State's going to run him out the gym again. So obviously try and keep Klay cold is a big thing. Also for Cleveland, I would say you really got to put a body on Steph Curry. He's not the most durable guy. He's not the most built guy. You really got to make him uncomfortable. Make him go. I know a lot of people keep saying this, but make him go through a lot of screens. Have J.R. Smith essentially just run a Ray Allen where he goes baseline to baseline, and just have him run through a Tristan Thompson screen, a Kevin Love screen constantly, and then later in the shot clock, have LeBron and J.R. Smith run like a pick and pop, pick and roll type of situation to try and see if you can get Curry to switch. I know they did a lot of switches last year. I noticed this year, surprisingly and thankfully, as rooting for Golden State, they did not switch a lot of those, because I know Curry really got burnt on a lot of those switches just because he's not the greatest defender, and he's also quite small. So to put him on LeBron or anybody like that, it really just kind of tires him out, and it really makes his life more difficult. Now, from the fact of the whole Golden State side, what they need to do to improve, you got to get Klay going. I mean, at some point, Curry's going to have an off night. Durant's going to have an off night. Draymond isn't really as big of a scoring threat that you need him to be. He's more there for defense, but I mean, you need to get him going too. I mean, if he could have a Game 7 like he did last year where he just goes off, that's fine. But honestly, you got to get Klay going. Klay really hasn't been going throughout these playoffs, I've noticed. And he just seems like he's just kind of the odd man out now that Durant's there. We all assumed it was going to be like Draymond or potentially Curry or something. But especially as of late, I've noticed Klay is kind of the odd man out. He was not the odd man out during the regular season. Primarily, I noticed this just because his stats obviously almost look identical, but it's the fact that it's the regular season. You're playing teams like Brooklyn every now and again. You're playing just those subpar teams, the Kings, like where Klay's going to eventually get his shots up on these teams because they just can't keep up. So obviously Klay's going to get his points up, but now that you're starting to get in the finals, and it's just not everybody can get their chances, and it seems like Klay is the one getting pushed to the side, whereas I thought it'd be more of Draymond since he's more of their star defensive guy, whereas Klay is more of the guard-oriented defensive guy. Now, from the defensive side of Cleveland, I really don't know what much you do to stop what they have, because obviously they love to run the break. So I feel you really, really, really have to slow the tempo down if you're Cleveland. You're an older Cleveland team. You're a more veteran Cleveland team. Slow down the pace. Let them take their time. Try and wear Curry out, running them through those bajillion screens if you can. And just honestly, you got to put the ball in LeBron's hands and let LeBron be LeBron. As much as I'm not a LeBron person, I respect his game because he just is an incredible ball player. And there's not really much you can do as far as preventing him from just doing what he wants to do. He'll put up solid numbers. He needs to limit the turnovers. I noticed that. Also, you got to let Kyrie be Kyrie. I mean, honestly, he had a good game one. I feel he could do better, as he showed last year's finals. When he wants to, he can just go off. I would personally try and get him involved with those J.R. Smith pick and rolls just to see, or pick and pop, just to see if you can get Curry on him. As I know they'll probably put Klay on Kyrie again, and you really just got to try and get him what he can get, because honestly, if he takes Curry, he's going to get something. Now, more for Golden State's offense. Obviously, they kind of started off inconsistent, but once you get going, you get Durant running a fast break, and Cleveland's main concern for some reason was not stopping the basketball. I feel like I was watching a 2K game where you just let KD just go straight to the rim and had no regard for anything else, and it was bad. So honestly, I feel if you're Golden State, obviously, Cavs are going to make some changes. So what I do is you do what you did when you started off last year's finals. You run Kevin Love through every possible pick and roll situation. Whoever is being guarded by Kevin Love, you instantly, because we saw last year that just for some reason, Kevin Love's not that agile or something. He is getting up there a little bit. He's not super old, but still, he's not the quickest guy on the court. And if you just run him through everything possible, for some reason, it will get it done. For some reason, he just does not. I don't know if he just doesn't have the IQ to recognize a pick and roll situation or what, but I feel you got to do that. And you got to try and avoid having LeBron James guard Kevin Durant. Do that double screen that you do for Curry on occasion, or even like a Boston type of Isaiah Thomas thing. I know Kevin Durant's obviously a lot bigger, but I know Cleveland's probably going to have to put LeBron on Kevin Durant because there's nobody else in that starting unit that can even compete with him between the size and the length and the speed and everything. It's going to have to be LeBron. So if you could tire LeBron out, if you can just get Kevin Durant open, try and get LeBron in foul trouble, something along those lines to essentially just get the job done. And then I guess to kind of wrap it up, so obviously the keys to the game for both sides. Cleveland, you got to make your shots, slow down the pace, play your own game, let LeBron go. If you're the Warriors, push it, push it, push it, spread the ball around, get Klay involved. Now, as far as predictions for the series, after seeing that game, I'm still saying 6. I know LeBron's going to get his at some point, and just honestly, at some point, that team cannot keep that tempo up forever as far as Golden State goes. For tonight's game, I honestly think I'm going to go probably Golden State. I obviously want to say Golden State. They're at home, so I'm willing to bet it's going to be Golden State. I'm going to say by 20. It's never really, for some reason, games are never really close anymore. Not quite sure why. Honestly, as of late, there's only been like 2 close games in this series, and that was the Game 7 last year and the Christmas Day one this year, which regular season, I don't really hold anything against either team. So, playoff-wise, really, there's only been 1 as of late, and that was Game 7 of last year, whereas the entire series was blowouts. So, again, I'm going to say Golden State by 20. Still Golden State in 6. Bold prediction for the game, I guess I'll give you guys one. Sean Livingston drops 15 and 6 because Curry gets in foul trouble early. That's just kind of an out there statement just because why not? If it happens, I'll feel like a genius. So that's going to be it for this video. If you guys like these ideas and me kind of just giving you guys opinions and just random videos for the day, let me know in the comments and like the video, and then also I will try and get a Bulls one out as soon as I possibly can. So for today, this is going to be it. Wish you guys luck. Enjoy watching the game. So this has been Mike 2K, and I will see you guys later.